How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with The Movie Castle, and today we're going to be talking about Chucky, the series, on USA and SyFy. This is Season 1, Episode 7, and this one's entitled Twice the Grieving Double the Loss, in a reference to the last episode's Double Deaths. This is from November 23rd, 2021. I believe the week of Thanksgiving is when this initially came out, which is why this review is a little late, because I was very busy with Thanksgiving stuff. This is directed by Samir Rehem and stars Zackary Arthur as Jake and Brad Dourif as the voice of Chucky. This is the second to last episode of the series, the penultimate episode, and it's really good. All the characters are moving to their final, episode locations very naturally, and you really get a good sense of build-up, and it really does set everything up perfectly for that final episode. And I'm not going to do any major spoilers, but that final episode looks a lot bigger and a lot better than I thought it would be. I was expecting it to be really cool, but man, the setup that we got here, it's going to be quite epic. And also, really solid direction by Samir Rehem here. Lots of nice wide shots and cool shots with windows, but there's one shot where someone gets hit, and when he gets hit, the camera tilts a little bit. I just love that shot. I really need to see, I guess Samir Rehem, but also probably the other directors of this series, what else they did, because, all the directors, I was like, okay, Don Mancini's only doing the first and the last, and we get some other people coming in. But the other three directors have done a really good job, and I need to go on IMDb and see if they made any movies or anything, If anyone has any recommendations, definitely tell me. But overall, a really good episode, a really good penultimate episode, a really good setup for that final episode, and I'm eagerly awaiting it, So, let's go ahead and talk a bit about the plot. I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers, but I do want to say my piece on a few plot points and make sure you guys have a basic understanding as to what the episode's about. So let's go ahead and dive right in. We open up at the funeral for Jake's aunt. She's getting her funeral. Everyone is there, lots of people, and Jake's cousin Junior confronts him. He's upset, quite naturally, and he says to Jake, "You're cursed. Both your parents died. You show up to this town, a bunch of people in this town start to die, and then on top of that, now my own mother is dead." And he actually punches Jake in the face, so these two get into a spat. Junior's in a very bad place right now, and his dad comes up and says, whoa, 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 you two stop. You don't really mean it. This is a funeral. You have to stop. When all of a sudden, Tiffany shows up. Tiffany shows up, says, "I'm sorry for your loss," and kisses the dad. And the audience, as well as Junior, don't really know what this was all about. The dad will deny and say it's nothing, but I'm like, do these two characters know each other? I don't know how long Tiffany spent in Charles Lee Ray's old town, but did the two, know each other in some way? I'm wondering if this will get elaborated on, or if this is just part of Chucky's plan to sow anger amongst the people. But anyway, we then cut to Jake and Devin. And Devin, his mom, the cop, just died in the last episode, and he says, "Look, I've been taken care of by my aunt, but she can't do this forever, and I'm probably going to be put in the foster system." And Devin sounds like he's ready to leave this behind and start a whole new life. He's not really mad at Jake, but he says that every time he looks at Jake, he can't help but think of everything that's happened so far, and, he can't really be around him anymore, so he's calling things off and says, "Look, I'm content with just moving on," which is, of course, going to put Jake in a bad spot, too. So, yeah, the two are on the rocks. However, while he's cleaning up his room, he sees on his conspiracy board a thing about Charles Lee Ray's home, old home from when he was growing up, that he grew up right here, and he sees this thing on the house and thinks, I should investigate that. And of course, in good horror movie tradition, he decides to go alone, and he gets to the house, it's all creepy and overgrown, and he, sneaks in, and of course he's going to meet Mia, who is tied to a chair in there, Fiona Dourif's character, and a few crazy exciting things are going to happen in this house, but I'll leave that off because, spoilers and whatnot. But anyway, Jake, having just dealt with, both Devin deciding to leave and Junior saying that he's cursed, Jake decides to run away. He packs up his stuff, he grabs some money from his stepfather's wallet because his uncle's wallet, because he's, drunk and not paying attention, and he decides to head out. He gets as far as the train station when something catches his eye. A delivery person is carrying a good guy doll and is going to deliver this good guy doll somewhere in the city. And he's like, okay, I gotta stop that. But Chucky's clearly planning something. Chucky wanted a new doll. Why did he do that, So he goes to the delivery guy, he pays him money to get the doll from him and find out where he was supposed to deliver this to. And instead of running away, he runs back to Lexi and says, hey, look, we got work to do. We have to finish this. Also, just for the record, this new good guy doll is Billy, so add that to the name, to the list of good guy doll names. It's kind of something I'm keeping track of. It was Cult of Chucky said there were 50 possible names, and this series has given us like 3 new ones, so Billy for this good guy doll. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk a bit about Lexi. Lexi at the funeral said that she is under, her parents won't let her leave the house because of all the crazy stuff that's happening. So she's in lockdown. She can't leave her house, but she also is with her mother doing a big speech, to address the recent events, her mother, the mayor. And the mayor says that they're keeping the science teacher locked up because they think the policewoman's death was just an accident, and they don't think it's a new death by the same killer, and says that we're sure on this one, but then tries to, kind of sweep it under the rug and says, hey, we're doing a charity screening of Frankenstein, buy your tickets and help support charity, so kind of trying to distract people with this. While they're there, a reporter talks to Lexi's younger sister and says, hey, do you want to be mayor someday? And she starts mumbling about how Chucky told her to kill her family, and of course she's quickly swept away, but Lexi goes, wait a minute, what was Chucky telling you? So when Jake gets back with the other good guy doll, Lexi says, hey, there's something up with Chucky. Chucky is saying to my younger sister to kill someone. She tried to convince me to kill you. He tried to convince me to kill you. So Chucky is, for whatever reason, trying to get other people to kill for him. And what is that about? What's his plan? So they start to discuss this. I also really like just the development of Lexi's character. She started off as such, the mean girl, the bully character, the high school girl that's on top of everything. And she was very antagonistic towards Jake. But I really do like how, as the series has gone on, she has become friends with Jake, and she's decided, no, I care about you. And once she decides that, it's actually a really strong bond. She finds out Jake was thinking about leaving, and she's like, how could you do that to us, the family that you chose, And I really do like to see, the change in the relationship between these two, where they hated each other at first, but now Lexi's like, how could you even think of leaving us, So I really do like the well-rounded character and how she changes with each episode, and all this stuff is making her a more likable, better character, and that really is one of the series' biggest surprises. But moving on, how she mentioned Chucky is trying to get someone to kill for him. What's that about? Well, we move on to what Junior's doing this episode, and we see that Chucky has revealed to Junior that he's alive and is talking to Junior about all the crazy messed up stuff that happened to him. And I really can't believe I didn't see the direction this was going earlier. You know, Junior, I really realized, really has been through quite the ordeal in this series, but he's not the main character, so you don't think about it as much. But yeah, Junior has been put through the ringer, and Chucky goes, you know, Jake's bad luck, look at all this terrible stuff that happened since he came around. Your girlfriend left you, isn't she a mean person and bad for doing that? And your father, what was that person, the woman that showed up at the funeral to kiss him, was he having an affair when he realized that your mom was gonna die? And he really just works into all the stuff that's happened to this character and is really starting to push Junior over the edge, which I feel like an idiot for not seeing this coming sooner. Like, yeah, Junior has been through a lot, and it really is where his character was going. It was the setup, and, you know, it keeps the theme from the first half as like, oh yeah, you know, Chucky whispering in Jake's ear, that's a unique pitch, but after you get to the halfway point, that's not really the focus. But no, this is carrying that story from the first half over into the second, and it's not just leaving a plot line on the floor. So this was really interesting and unexpected, although it really shouldn't have been, and it does really set things up for the final episode. And overall, this was really, really cool seeing all the characters go into their spots, and, you know, like I said, I won't spoil anything, but the final episode looks like it's going to be even bigger than I could have thought. Also, I should point out there is a flashback sequence. Charles Lee Ray and Tiffany get an apartment in Chicago, and it's of course room 237 because everybody has to do that Easter egg. But they're in Chicago, and it's 1998, which is the year that the first movie came out, which makes me think that next episode's flashbacks might slide perfectly into the first movie. You know, it might be one of those where it ends right where the first movie starts, you know, like the Thing prequel or something, or the Hatchet movies. I am really curious what the flash forward, or the flashback will be in the final episode, because that seems pretty cool. Also, Tiffany and Chucky are of course fighting, found out that he's been murdering other people behind her back, and that was their thing, kind of like a metaphor for an affair, and that was of course really funny. But overall, this was a very good, very solid episode. Really has me hyped for that last one that makes the finale seem so much bigger, and I'm really amped up for it. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. But overall, this episode is a really good setup for that last one, and I can't wait to see the final episode. I hope it knocks it out of the park, and I really hope this isn't just a mini-series. I really hope we're gonna get a season 2 of this, because this show came out surprisingly well done. You know, I expected it to be pretty good. Not everything when it transitions from movies to TV works out, but this season has been really great, and I really do love it. So I hope it's not just a mini-series. I hope we get another season. That would be great. Chucky works out surprisingly well on TV. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. If you want to see more, you can click there and see more. It should be my Child's Play / Chucky playlist. You can find every previous episode in that playlist as well, my reviews of them rather. And you can also find a complete physical media collection for the Child's Play series in there as well. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.